All right. The world that we see before us is all an illusion. And what we get out of it's kind of a mirror to our own reality. What we put out on our consciousness and our perception of it, and is the world is a mirror of that. So it's like what we put out into the world we're getting back is just a kind of like reality is a mirror of that. Something along that line. That's just a general description, but that's sort of the idea I'm trying to portray with this. All right, and sometimes you can find another person that could become, let's say, a willing participant in this script, in this reality. You know, I kind of always wondered, like if people live their own reality, and how does that work with somebody else that, becomes a part of your life? Do they, become part of that reality and how people react to that? And I think there is something to that. I'm not really sure, but what I believe is certain people become part. It's like a soul contractor or a willing participant in the situation. Like sometimes even before you incarnate, certain people will come along and incarnate at the same time. And, what we call soulmates and things along that line. And they choose to become a willing participant in that, along with you, in that, in this, matrix reality that we're trying to, live in, whatever that means. So it's really kind of interesting. I've never quite looked at it from that perspective before. This isn't a new idea to me, but I've never really tried to maybe utilize this to this extent, to where I'm trying to trying to gain control of my own reality. I understood the concept before, but I never tried it to the extent that I'm trying it now. Kind of like, the part of the reason behind starting this channel. Well, anyway, so what I've kind of found is that she's almost like a reflection of what I'm putting out. It's almost like the reaction that I'm getting is sort of it's sort of like what I'm putting out on the, part of it is, a subconscious script that I'm putting out, and we're not always consciously aware of what we're putting out into the world, because most people only use like 10% of their brain, or whatever it is, 10 or 15%, and a lot of it is subconscious. So I'm putting out some of these things that are, kind of not exactly what I would want to put out, but that's what I'm putting out. So I've been kind of wondering, why is she reacting a certain way? What's going on here? What's behind this? And I've been thinking about this the last few days. Why am I getting this kind of reaction from her? What is behind this? Is it something I did? Is it, did I do something wrong? What's going on here? What? And when it comes down to, this is kind of what I'm asking for. Not, given like I was saying, I don't always realize exactly what I'm putting out, because a lot of it is subconscious. But and really, meditating on this and looking at what I actually am putting out, I'm getting exactly the results out of the world that I'm putting out. She's only reacting the way she is because this is That's what I'm asking for. Not directly. This is, like I said, this is a subconscious script that I'm putting out. But this is kind of what I'm asking for. And that's what I really have to look at here. Why is it, why is it that this is what I'm putting out? If I'm asked, let's say that I'm asking to be rejected, on a kind of like a neurotic way, but not even actually realizing it. If this isn't exactly the same scenario, but this is just an example of kind of what I'm talking about. Let's say that I believe that I should be rejected because I don't have, for whatever reason, if my, subconscious belief is that I should be rejected and hurt and, all those kind of negative emotions. And I'm putting that out, not even realize it that I'm actually putting that out, expecting, not to even have it happen. That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get, that rejection or whatever it is. Because that's what I'm asking for. Even if I'm not actually realizing that that's what I'm putting out, that's what I'm going to get. So by really, looking at this a little bit, I mean, it didn't really take much to stop myself and start looking at what it is that I'm actually putting out. And that's sort of what I'm asking for. Whatever kind of reaction I'm getting is only exactly what it is that I was, asking for, at a, let's say a subconscious level. So if I change that script that I'm putting out and I start asking for positive things, I should get positive results out of the situation. Because, in reality, all I'm getting is what I'm asking for in the first place. And I even have to look at it further, why is it exactly, I choose the people that I interact with in my life. And if I give them a big importance in my life and I give them a lot of power over me willingly in that situation, and especially if it's someone that's really important to me and has a big emotional effect on me, I'm a willing participant in this. And, obviously, this is kind of what I'm asking for. I mean, so what I have to look at is like, why am I asking for this? What is it? Why is it that I feel like, what is it in me that feels like I should be hurt? Like, if I'm getting results that are causing me pain, why is it that I believe that I should, feel that way? What is it in me that makes me seek that reality from the world? And I could go back and get into all the psychological reasons behind, stuff that happened in my childhood. I mean, I had people, die on, there's a lot of screwed up crap. Half my family died and, the father and my brother, and there's a lot of abandonment things there and a lot of, love hurts, It's like you love your father and your brother and then suddenly they're like, boom, they're like gone. It's all of a sudden, and you're just a little kid. You start correlating love with a lot of pain, right? So if I'm playing that out in adulthood, that's what I'm going to get. You absorb a lot of stuff when you're young, when you're just like a toddler and a little bit above. You're kind of learning from your parents and other people around you, what the world around you is like. You get a lot of influence from that. And if it's all screwed up, you're going to carry that into adulthood, And then if I believe love is supposed to come with a lot of pain, that's what I'm going to seek. So what I'm actually doing is what I'm getting is what I'm asking for. So I need to really look at this particular thing and ask myself, why am I seeking this? I'm getting exactly what it is I'm putting out. It's interesting. So if I don't want these kind of results, I have to all of a sudden stop the subconscious script and kind of look at what is it that I'm really seeking here? Because these results I'm getting from the world are only a reflection of what I'm asking for in some ways. And that subconscious script has to be changed in that front. So I'll do a video on this once I start working on trying to turn this thing around. And we might see a little bit of, you'll start to see how in changing the subconscious script, you get different results. Let's say. Well, we're going on 12 minutes. I got to end this video.